Welcome to Best Life Ever, the podcast with Kimi and Pua. Today we are super excited and honored to bring a really special guest to you. We are here with Fred DeAngelo, and we actually know Fred from a little bit of Jiu Jitsu training with him at Grappling Unlimited. We beat each other up every now and then. But Fred is not only actually a decorated Jiu Jitsu athlete, he's done several tournaments and done really well, but he is also an incredibly talented executive chef, business owner, husband, and father. And his entrepreneurial mindset is just fascinating. He's a fascinating dude, and we're super excited to share him with you guys today. So welcome, Fred.
What an introduction. Thank you so much. That was probably the best intro I've ever received. And the beating up part, just for everybody out there, that's Pooh addition, all the cracks.
Oh, please.
Not me. So you both are really good too. So boom.
So nice to have you here, Fred.
Oh, good, Kimi.
So, wow, there is so much we want to talk with you about. We're so excited. But can you just maybe just fill our audience in with a little bit about what it is that you do here in Hawaii?
Sure. You know, I just some people know me. It's so funny because sometimes I'm walking around and I don't know if I know this person either from the restaurant industry, from the jiu-jitsu community, sometimes from boot camp, sometimes from school because my daughter's school, you know. So it's really, for me, being in the business I am, which is hospitality. That's just what you kind of do. You know, it's got a lot of people in hospitality have that kind of aloha spirit. So I've been a chef probably now, over 25 years. That's crazy to even think. And most recently just come off a fantastic run over at Turtle Bay Resort, where my wife and I, Cheryl, had a restaurant for 10 years. So that we ended that restaurant at the end of last year, 2015. Actually, the last day was December 15th, 2015. And I am in the process of now, a year later, opening another restaurant on December 14th, 2016. And it's so crazy. And I mean, let's back it up just a little bit further. I was executive chef over at Tiki's, opening chef partner. We opened that in December of, I left Tiki's in December 15th of 2004, and then we opened Ola December of 2005. So I don't know why there's this like 1 year gap where you're ending this. It's a business, it's a part of your family, it's, you know, the people are all family, you know, and you build teams and everything. And so you have, like, for me, it was like, you know, saying goodbye to a family member when you either close or move on from a restaurant. But it's like, you don't, it's been this year gap, which I just thought the timing is just so crazy. So I'm in the process right now of opening a new restaurant is what I'm doing.
Awesome. Yeah. We are so excited for you. I mean, you have a lot of excitement around this. I talked to you a little bit the other day.
It's crazy.
Can't wait to hear it. Yeah, it's so awesome. And what you were telling me the other day and what I've heard you talk about before, it's a lot of mindset and universal support kinds of energy. And,
right.
You know, that's right up our alley. And I just was hoping you would share a little bit with us about how you kind of just go about your, I want to say how you go about your life, but I mean, it's kind of true, right? Like you close a business, you open a business, and there's these ups and downs and these fluctuations. And for some people that can seem kind of scary or kind of intimidating. So how do you,
probably everybody, Pua.
Yeah.
You know, it's really just about owning your path, I really feel, you know, and the path may lead you to a place that's dark and scary, but that's the path you're on. And so rather than worrying about getting to the end of the path, what are you doing on the path right in front of you? You just take one step at a time, And so if I don't think anyone's ever experienced, really how big of a void having a business, which was Ola, making very, very good money. I mean, not to be, me, but, we're well over 5 million a year. And, being the owner operator, you tend to get used to that sort of a lifestyle, right? So then coming towards the end of that, and honestly, not even knowing what the fuck I'm going to do. Like, what am I going to do? Right. Can I swear? Sorry.
Yeah. Totally.
Right. Ooh, sorry about that. But I mean, that's literally where you're at. You're like, what is happening? It comes so quick. You're focused on your team. I was worried about all of my guys, finding them a job. And unbelievably, I did. It was like I gifted another restaurant with a team that rocks, And so a friend of mine was opening another place, and boop, here you go. Here's a team. So I felt really good about that. And I think that's all this, as you're talking about philosophy, it's not about what, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as, a manager, chef, whatever. For me, it was never what an individual would do for me. Like, oh, you're my worker, blah, blah. It was never like that. It's always, what can I do for you? And if I can give you the support, if I can give you the tools you need to succeed, then now it's up to you to rise to that level and succeed, and I've been, both my wife and I, Cheryl and I, have been super fortunate to be able to build teams. We, in between now, Ola and now this new venture, though, we did enter into another venture, which was another restaurant in Kailua called The Grove, which was short-lived, and we faced a life challenge during that restaurant as well that really, I feel, defined us and helped us prepare emotionally, probably, if you go through the loss of a family member and somebody who, you just love beyond you can ever imagine, and you lose that person, nothing else really matters. And that's kind of what we experienced. We experienced the loss of a child, and that was maybe about 2 years into the opening of our restaurant, and everything shifted. We shifted away from the restaurant. We shifted our priorities at home. I really shifted my priorities too, as time spent becomes the most important thing. And sometimes finding that balance in life is probably one of your biggest challenges. But kind of going back to where we were facing the end of Ola, we had zero plan, nothing, but we knew it would be okay, and amazingly, it has been, it's different. I've been very humbled this last year, not being, top chef in my own restaurant, and, but so what, I really focused this past year on a lot of community projects. I've been assisting a group of friends who have a heart for Hei'ia Pier General Store that, they needed help. And so poured resources, poured energy, poured manpower into that. And really we're set that place now. Amazingly, it all came together and it's self-sufficient. It's running on its own. And I'm just kind of like, patting the guys on the back and coming over and checking them out. But there's still so much more work to do. But it's definitely that business has moved into the right direction. And because of that, for whatever reason, when you're ready to receive, you just got to keep your eyes open. You got to keep your ears open. You got to keep your eyes open. You got to keep your heart, probably most importantly, open. And that's kind of what happened. I'm now in an amazing opportunity that really, I think, is kind of perfect for me. I've come into an environment where it's a very, one would assume, very structured and an organized environment. In a lot of ways it is. And in a lot of ways there's opportunity, you know? And so with every transition, there's always that human nature of fear. And if people don't have answers, whether it's a good answer or even a shitty answer, it's at least the truth. Human nature is to make a bad opinion about it, you know? So really all I've been doing during this transition, which what I'm currently doing now is I've moved into a very well-known operation, and have been tasked with assembling a team and a crew to, in essence, close a restaurant, which we just did last night. And so if I'm looking a little haggard and tired, it's because we've been working till the wee hours, but I get up super early for you two anytime, no problem. But so, you know, been tasked with closing a restaurant, and now if anyone is in the restaurant industry and knows about it, we are now going to flip and open a restaurant in less than a week. So it should actually be, that should be where you guys should be following me with your cameras, because that should be a TV show. I mean, that is like, if you want to see high drama and stress and craziness, hop on in, because the water's warm, and it's a crazy thing that we're doing. But you know what? Crazy's good. And all you can do is your best. All you can do is provide leadership and guidance, and that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. So,
wow,
yeah, it's a little crazy.
So
it's a lot crazy, basically.
Yeah. and yet you're here and you're smiling and you're excited about it, and so, you know,
it's great work.
Yeah, I mean, you shared a lot about moments of, you know, as you called it, stress and high drama, as well as a lot of uncertainty in terms of, you know, ending something without a plan and not really knowing what's coming next, and really maybe not even knowing like how you're going to get everything done that you need to as you flip a restaurant in a week. And so can you share with us where do you find your faith and your trust that everything is, as you said, going to be okay?
In family, you know, in my relationship with my wife and my daughter, and they're my rock, you know. And so and the bottom line is, like, you know, if I were to refer back to that moment in time where you would think nothing that bad can happen to you, and yet you come out strong, you know, nothing really can affect you, you know. And as bad as it seems, really look at it. How bad really is it? How bad do you really have it? How bad does somebody else have? Oh my gosh, I got to change my lifestyle a little bit. I got to, you know, so, you know, it's like, it's what I think for me, I've learned to not get used to what you kind of get used to. Just get used to knowing at any point you can take a left turn, you can take a right turn. I've drawn inspiration through, you know, just a lot of reading and people who have been successful, and even if I can relate to the fighting world and to the Jiu Jitsu world, it's so relatable. You don't win. You go into a situation knowing it's a very high probability that you won't, you know, but you can't focus on the no's. You have to focus on what you can affect and what you can do. And if that energy is centered in a way that you feel balanced, and you can honestly focus at either the fight at hand, the task at hand, the human who is assisting you, your worker, your employee, your crew member, whoever it may be, then that energy then is what's, you know, is what you should focus on. So it's a little shoot. It's, you know, at times I think I'm a little out there, and but I feel I'm a good reader of energy, you know, and in my little short time here, I got hired last week. I came in to meet crew over the weekend. My real first day was Monday. We closed, Morimoto is what we just closed on Thursday. And so the crew you know, and it's a great team. They're fantastic cooks. And, you know, there's a team of also like sous chefs and, you know, junior chefs and stuff, but they as a team have just gotten this, all the weight of operation has just been put on this team. And when I came in, it was a dark, dreary place. Oh, now another chef to tell us what to do. Oh, now what are we gonna, have to deal with, right? And basically, I'm not here to tell you guys anything. I'm just here to see if you want to stay or go. I mean, and that's really my first hello. I'm Chef Fred. Do you want to stay or go? And if you want to stay, I can tell you a little bit about who I am and what I plan to do. And oh, well, let's hear it. So I give them the truth, and knowing that at least they have some knowledge as to who I am, my philosophy. I'm all about the crew. The first thing I said and I did was thank them. I don't know when the last time you guys were ever thanked, but I've been in the restaurant. I've seen your work. I've seen the lack of, just support from a chef's position that is normal. And you guys deserve a pat on the back. So thank you for the work that you've continued to do for the name, which is Chef Morimoto, and the amazing job you've done. And all I can let you know is this is what you can expect through the change. You've been on resume with an award-winning chef. It's a pat on your back. It's a feather in your cap. It's on your resume. Now you can even add a restaurant, new opening on your resume that will now be, which the name of the restaurant is going to be Ravish at the Modern. Yeah, so it's very modern-esque, Ravish and, Addiction nightclub and, so it's, but it's going to be an amazing transition. It's going to be a fantastic menu. And what I've really enjoyed over the past, honestly, 3 days is shaking their hands and getting to know them and really getting them to trust who I am. It's like there's no bullshit on the mat when you're in a Jiu Jitsu, either spar or tournament. The bullshit stops. Oh, I'm a black belt. All right, well, let's see it. Well, oh, I'm a chef. Okay, well, let's see it. All right, and so once it's more about the action than it is about what you say or what you think you are. It's just about, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to look you in the eye. I'm going to tell you the facts. I'm going to tell you we're going to get smacked. I'm going to tell you we're opening a restaurant that's going to be highly analyzed and looked at during the most busy period of time in Waikiki. We go to 100% and we've got 100% different things that we're going to be having to get used to. It's not going to be easy. It'd probably even be more stressful than your day is now. But the reward of having gone through that with a plan and a vision and coming out at the end saying, holy shit, I did that. Holy shit, I went and faced whoever you don't know at a no-gi world jiu-jitsu tournament. It's like things are relatable. And there definitely is a warrior spirit with people who are chefs and culinarians and cooks. There definitely is there's a camaraderie about it, and there is definitely a must get done. Not getting something done is never an option. If you don't have your mise, your products all set for service, that's on you, and that's just, it doesn't happen. It's not acceptable. So showing up to a tournament or whatever, to a fight, not prepared, well, then that's on you. There's so many things that are relatable, and I think that's probably why Bourdain loves jiu-jitsu so much too now. So that's pretty cool.
I know you love to cook, but could you run for president?
Oh gosh,
you're amazing. So I am so fascinated and so inspired by your leadership and the way that you're on this planet to serve, really. You are our support. You may be the executive chef, you may be the big boss, but you're there to uplift your team. And
right.
Like, we're a small team right now, but honestly, when we grow, that is exactly what I'd love to strive for, is that kind of support. So thank you. That's so awesome. And I'm so excited for our listeners to hear that.
Well, I need to kind of correct you because you said, that you're the boss. And that's something too, where I always ask my crew. I'm like, so who's the boss? Oh, chef, you're the boss. No, think about it, who really is the boss?
Is he frozen to you?
Yes.
Time, because it's
Oh, wait.
almost.
Hang on, Fred. Real fast. You're cutting out just a little bit, so we'll probably edit this together. Let's see here.
Shift of the whip. You're frozen, Pua.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Oh, everybody was frozen for a second.
Oh, I was frozen too?
You were frozen too. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
So
gosh,
you cut out just a little bit, but maybe you can start up right after you were talking.
Pua,
Yeah.
about being the boss or
About
something.
being the boss. Yeah.
Okay, so Pua, when you were just mentioning about me being the boss, you're the chef, that is one question that I pose to our servers, just our team, our cooks, everything. Yeah, really, who's the boss? Oh, chef, you're the boss. No, I am not the boss. When you think about who the boss really is, it's those guests who come in that sit in our restaurant, that fill our seats. We work for them. That's who we strive to please. It's our job to do everything in our power to make their experience the very best experience. And when you're thinking about experience, another kind of philosophy that I like to share with my team is, you look at, and what I think I've been successful with is relationships, relationships with my purveyors, relationships with other members on the team, and think about that relationship with your guests. When you don't have all of the exterior stress, oh, this guy didn't show up, oh, I don't have this product in, or this isn't happening, or, and that really is my job to take, which is currently what I'm kind of doing now, then that cook can now focus that good energy through their hands, through the products that we prepare and serve, and then present that on a plate to where your paying guest puts that in their body. Like, that's an amazing relationship, not only, but a responsibility. You have to have the best energy on that food and the most care. And it's not just a job, it's a responsibility. And think about that. It's huge. And if you have a heavy heart, you're pissed off, this guy's messed up, screwed up your station bat, and you're just slapping food on, well, that's what you're going to get, So really, that's kind of one of the secret ingredients to the success, but it's oftentimes neglected or just, not thought about. And so when you can revisit and re-emphasize and remember what you're doing and why you're doing it, be it cooking, be it sharing, different life experiences to possibly help somebody or whatever, remember the importance of relationships. Relationships, are probably the most important thing in every healthy relationship. It's a matter of respect, so respect your guests.
Love it.
Respect each other.
Wow. So can you tell us a little bit about what Ravish is going to be like? We're so excited to hear about it.
It's going to be crazy. So we are going to be doing some exterior changes. Not too much, obviously, because we've only have 6 days to turn this restaurant. The menu is Pacific inspired. So everywhere the Pacific Ocean touches is going to be, we're going to pull inspiration from South America, even like some Peruvian flavors, the strong flavors. Asia, obviously, we are keeping our very talented sushi team led by a fantastic sushi chef and Sura-san. And it's going to be fun, small shared plates, larger entree size plates as well. And, we're going to be expanding seating areas so that it's not as formal as Morimoto was, but yet giving you that sophisticated experience, which, the team prior they excel at. So that's all I'm going to tell you. You're going to have to come.
Deal.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So we're still in menu development right now. We're actually the tedious work of costing recipes, transferring recipes into order guides into station setup sheets into their designated areas. Then training happens, making sure all product is in for all the dishes you're making, and then just making sure it tastes right. Can we execute what the visions are? Does it make sense in our mind to translate to plate? Does that visual picture in your head really work out? Do you have the right plate for that? So there's so many components and pieces that it takes to put food together in a way that, is exceptional. So it's the
I
job.
have a question about
Sure.
things that, so just as you were saying, you have an idea, a vision, a plan to execute, you execute. What is your process for, you go through all the steps, you expend resources to do it.
Correct.
And it doesn't pan out the way you thought. What's the process for that? Like, say you go all the way through to putting it on the menu,
right,
and people just aren't loving it.
Okay. Then that's where there's probably two different schools of thought. The chef that you eat my food, or the chef that listens to their guests. So you've got soup Nazi, no soup for you, right? You got that guy, no soup for you. That's it. Take it or leave it. Can you substitute? No, nothing. Eat it, right? Some people like that. Some people know that that's what you get, and that's what you get, right? I don't think that's my energy. It's like, it's a different energy. It's like, if a guest wants me within reason, and if I can do it, that's the two questions, is to always say yes without really saying yes, is making sure that you try your best, right? So if it's not going to either shut down my line and affect 20 other people, we'll do everything we can in our power to accommodate. But if it's going to affect operation or impact us in a negative way, then I'm not going to do that. Or if there is, a response which is negative for the dish, I'm going to listen. Tell me. And here's the thing for everybody out there, everybody who is in this podcast world, everyone, it does nobody any good to Yelp. Okay. It does nobody any good, because that does not affect change. It affects negativity. If you want to make an impact and make the person who can affect change based on your experience, and hopefully change your experience by letting me know, because I'm the guy who can fix it, or at least invite you back, or at least make a change because of your experience, know that nobody in this industry goes to work to try and give you a shitty experience. We don't do that. And to kind of all of a sudden think everyone can just, I'm a critic, and write something negative. I'm not saying that that's what everybody does, but everyone in the industry has seen bad reviews, right? That bad review makes a lot more sense to just pick up the phone, grow some nuts, and talk to the person who can fix it. And that's what I appreciate. Ideally, we should recognize your bad experience even before you leave. That's our server's job, our manager's job, our cook's job, our chef's job, is for us to catch you before you leave pissed off. But if we miss that, we're not trying to. If we've got an arrogant young server who thinks they're hot shit, well, know that we're trying to work with that individual. That's not the kind of people most operators are. And if you do have a bad review, I'm not saying don't post it, hold it, but try and share it first. Now, if you don't get a favorable response from the operator or manager, then post away, because then maybe they really don't give a shit, right? But if you do get a response, please give businesses that benefit of the doubt that we go to work, sweat, blood, and cry sometimes. I don't really cry, but some people cry.
Nice.
But, I don't make people cry either all the time. No, I'm kidding. But, we don't go to work to give people shitty experiences. And I would much rather ball up, take it on the chin, and say, I'm sorry. If that's what you experienced, I'm sorry. And I want to make it up to you, because it's really not my intention. I came to work today to have every single plate 1,000%. If you got the 5 that sucked, still a pretty good percentage, but you got the 5 that sucked, right? I only think about the 1, 5, whatever that suck. That's the ones that stick in my head. Those little pictures of perfect plates that you have this moment of, oh, that's it. You have that moment of like, it's like, oh, you know, and then it's gone. You have those during the night. But the ones that either come back or are overcooked or whatever, oh, there's a bone in the salmon. When you know you've pinned every single one of them, they found the one maybe someone missed, or you even missed. I may have missed. I'm the guy that I got to ball up too. I'm sorry, you know, but give people a chance. Don't just shit on people. You wouldn't do that to your friend. You wouldn't just shit on your friend. No, you wouldn't, right? Some people just think it's so easy, you know, and it hurts. It hurts your feelings, man. It really hurts. It hurts people's hearts too. It hurts my heart because I can relate. When I read a bad review, I'm like, oh my God, man. Well, yeah, I'm glad it wasn't me, but I feel bad for you, you know, and that's the truth. It's like, and it's just the accessibility to negativity, unfortunately, is easy. That was almost a rap. How was that? Unfortunately, I need some background music.
I have a little snippet for you, and if there's business owners out there listening, I think this might really help. I'm sure you don't know this, but I actually used to work for Yelp.
I do know that.
Oh, okay.
I do know that.
So, and I used to talk to business owners all the time.
Right.
Yelp can be a very useful thing, and it can be a very hurtful and harmful thing for a business. And I see both sides 100%. Many business owners strongly dislike, I will say that, Yelp, because of the availability to, you know, anybody can be a critic about anything, and anybody can post, anybody can create your business on there. It doesn't have to be the owner. Right. So there's a lot of responsibility as a Yelp user that clearly seen has been maybe abused a little bit. But what's really nice is if you are a business owner and you see a negative review and it just ticks you off, what I've seen helps a lot of people is first to just like don't respond right away. Just let yourself kind of simmer.
Let the emotion go out of it.
Yeah, like wait a full 24 hours and just kind of sit on it. And then write a public response to it so that anybody who sees that review, it can see that you as the owner or as the person who is in charge of the Yelp account has reached out and tried to make it right, because that to me shows a lot of really wonderful character. So I don't know if that helps, but just a little snippet.
Well, and I think all of the businesses who are responsible and that do respect their guests, such as me, we definitely try to do that, you know.
Totally.
So I mean, you just have to. I mean, it's really,
you work with what you got, right?
It's really one of the only things that, you know, you really can do. And, you know, in this business, you're only as good as your last plate, prepared by your youngest cook, and that's kind of where you're measured, you know. So it's definitely a challenge. But I just really, again, for the snippet, flip that. Maybe you wait a day and call the operator before you post your Yelp, and give the operator that chance to personally respond, because don't forget, we're all humans. You know, we're all just trying to be a good human. And when you can do that, then my job then, and you know what I do? I take it even a step further, where I thank the bad reviewer. Thank you. No, I really do. Thank you for letting me know. Then this way, I'm going to take this to the team. And through your negative experience, hopefully we can make a shift and not allow it to happen again. So you kind of got it. What else are you going to do? You're going to, you know, you can't keep it. It's almost like, you know, when you are angry at somebody and you carry it, that guy don't know nothing. He's like, he's done already. You're the one carrying all of that. If you carry that review with you, again, it's that energy. You can't, it kind of carries that energy again.
For sure.
Identify with it. Okay. Point taken, on the chin, right hook. Now, let me share that with my team, and let's hopefully try to not do it again.
Wow, Fred, we could talk to you all day, but we do know that you have a restaurant to open.
Yeah.
So maybe just, do you have any final thoughts that you could share with our audience? Here we are, this time of year, people are thinking about 2017 and what they want to accomplish. Everyone's got big dreams, and
Sure.
with a lot of people that are, they have entrepreneurial dreams as well. And, maybe some people even thought about the idea of opening up a restaurant and, or at least getting into that industry, and they feel stuck, overwhelmed. They don't know where to start. They don't feel like they could do it. And yet here you are, you've done it multiple times. So what do you have to say to somebody that has big dreams, but doesn't think that they even know where to start?
It's a very, very good question. You need to do your homework. You need to be prepared, but don't ever think you'll ever be as prepared as you think you need to be, because you never will. You never will. And just that fear of, I'm not ready, I don't know enough, will sometimes even prohibit that entrepreneurial spirit to even come through and happen. Sometimes you just got to put your balls out there and that's it. I'm going to go for it. You might get stepped on sometimes, but the fact that you tried and you did it is even a win. Think about the people that haven't even tried, right? So for me, I've had these turning points in my life. So I was at a restaurant with, and my wife and I were new in our relationship, and I just bought a new house. I had a cush job, making good money. We started another business that started to grow. And my partners at the time came to me and said, and I told them right off the bat what I'm doing. I'm not, and they're like, yeah, cool. But when they started to see success in another business happening, they came to me and said, you need to choose. And so that was a turning point. Do I choose the safe path where I know I get a paycheck from my mortgage and I don't have to worry, or do I choose the path which at the time currently did not pay me as much as I needed, was scary as hell, but the opportunity and upside down the road around the corner was a little bit greater? I called my wife. What do you think? What should we do? Silence. She told me then, do you believe? And I swear I got chicken skin. Like, I'm getting it right now just thinking about it again, right? Do you believe? It's a defining question. Do you believe? Ask yourself that. Do you believe? Immediately, no hesitation, I believe, I believe, I believe. So my partners goodbye. We then, not knowing what would happen, we had a wedding planned in Italy. Like 5 months later, we just bought the house. We're moving into it literally right now. We had Christmas parties planned, everything. And I'm walking away from this. Literally a year later, we opened Ola.
Wow.
Crazy. So that's the question. Do you believe? It's not if I'm ever going to be prepared. You never will be. You're not. Believe that. But believe in yourself. So there you go. Boom.
Fred! Here.
Who's going to drop the mic for you?
Boom.
We love you,
true
Fred.
Story. True story.
It's so funny.
Hashtag true story.
All these interviews are always we always joke, we're like, God, how did they just tell us everything we need to hear? Every single time. You did it again.
Oh, awesome. Well, not me. I'm just,
Just the vessel.
No, I don't know. I don't know what I am, but I am what I am.
Well, we think you are awesome, and we are going to make sure that everybody has everything that they need to know to get down and see the new restaurant, Ravish. And
Ravish Honolulu. If you have any questions, Fred.DeAngelo at ravishhonolulu.com.
Perfect.
Boom.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
Well,
Well,
get
thank
to
you.
it.
Thanks, ladies. I know I'm off to work. But good work. Good work.
Have a wonderful day, Fred.
Thanks,
Aloha. Bye.